Welcome to Stop Paying Capital Gains Now, where guests will share their experiences in saving money easily with this spendthrift trust. The real name for the trust is Irrevocable, Complex, Discretionary, Non-Grantor Spendthrift Trust. Capital gains are currently 23.8% on any profits, be it a crypto investor, crypto miner, real estate investor, day trader, forex, stock market trader. Your guest is Sally Gimmon, and I want to make sure that you can learn how to save money easily. Hi, my name is Sally Gimmon, and thank you for listening to my new podcast called Stop Paying Capital Gains. And then also my website is thetrustisyou.com. I'm doing this podcast to get information out on how you can save on taxes, federal taxes. Everybody wants to do that. Now, I want to give you a little bit of explanation, tell you how I found out about this. And then this is geared towards people who are business brokers, because it's a second stream of income that is a win-win-win-win-win for everybody. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. So again, thank you for listening to this podcast, Stop Paying Capital Gains Now. I'm going to discuss a few different things. With this trust, this is not your mom and dad's trust. This is a very specialized 1% of the population has this trust. 97% of the trusts out there only avoid going to court when someone dies or going through probate. My mom and dad had that. Susie Orman talks about that on PBS television. This is not it. This is a very specialized trust that the Rockefellers and US presidents have. If they have it, you should know it too. So I'm going to give you the full name, and then we're going to break it down, and then I'm going to talk about the two different trusts. It is Irrevocable, Complex, Discretionary, Non-Grantor Spendthrift Trust. Irrevocable, it goes from generation to generation. The Rockefellers Trust, they call it the office, is 7 generations old and has over 400 people in the trust using the same EIN number, but they're all in different silos. So this is irrevocable. Complex, this trust can hold money day to day, month to month, year to year, decade to decade. It doesn't get shut down. I'm going to do the taxes on my dad's trust. He died in November 2021. When I do his 2022 taxes, that trust disappears and everything has to be divided out equally. Number 3, complex. This means the trustee or trustees can make the rules for all the beneficiaries. I am the trustee for my family trust. We have both the business trust and the beneficial trust. I've made no special rules. I do have a couple. They're both trustees. They have 5 apartment complexes. Their daughter, who's involved with drugs and alcohol, lives in one of the apartments rent-free. Lucky her. I wish I lived rent-free. So what's happening there, that they are now requiring her to do 4 random drug tests a month. She must pass them or be kicked out. She took her mom and dad to court. Well, when the judge saw that this was the specialized trust, he said, honey, you got 2 choices. 1, do the random drug tests and stay there rent-free, or 2, move out and start paying for your own rent. She was not a happy person. So again, irrevocable, complex, discretionary, non-grantor. This seems a little bit tricky, but it honestly is not. You are going to have someone who is not a beneficiary and someone who you do not invest with sign up for the trust and sign away from the trust very easily. It's just a pack of paperwork. You will need their social security numbers. Personally, I used a family friend to do this. Roy knew me before I was born. At the time, he was 87 years old. He had to sign, because I got both the business trust and the beneficial trust, he had to sign his name 17 times. Not a good choice on my part, because Roy had arthritis in his fingers. Signing his name 17 times was hard. Worst case scenario, if you can't find someone to do this, or you don't want to go down this road, I can do this for you, or a representative from the law firm that I work on behalf of can do this for you, free of charge. Not difficult at all. And then irrevocable, complex, discretionary, non-grantor, and last one, spendthrift. This has gone in front of the Supreme Court twice. It's both times the Supreme Court has found in favor of the spendthrift trust. It can enter into any contract. It is contract law, and it's legal. Now, everyone's going to talk about what's so special about this trust. It's going to save you in 3 separate ways. It's going to save you on federal taxes. Who doesn't want to save federal taxes? It's going to keep your information 100% private. And then it's going to keep you from paying any judgments in case you get sued. Unfortunately, we live in the United States and we are a litigious society. We don't want to get sued and pay any judgments. This trust is based on the famous adage by Nelson Rockefeller, own nothing, control everything. Because what's going to happen is the trust owns everything. You as an individual will own nothing. Now, this trust is legal. It's patented and it is in the IRS code. If you want to check this out, the IRS code is 643B like boy. 643B like boy. Now, I keep talking about there's two different trusts. Yes, there are. Both of them are spendthrift. The business trust is for 1099 income earners. You can save up to 70% on your federal taxes. That's a lot of money for a lot of people. So remember this. This is the business trust. I run 3 businesses through my through my business trust. And the reason I'm talking about business brokers on this podcast is they talk to business owners all over the place. Businesses selling their business, people selling their businesses, and people buying those businesses. They can make 2 different streams of income on just one deal. What a way to go if they refer people to me. Yay. So that's the business trust. It's for 1099 income people. The beneficial trust is for investors. Now, besides saving you federal taxes, it's also going to save you 5 separate taxes. This is kind of important because capital gains. Capital gains are on any profit, and short-term capital gains are a year or less. So anyone who wholesales, fix and flips, does any crypto. The federal government doesn't care if you hold crypto for 2 months or if you hold it for 20 years. It's all considered short-term capital gains at 23.8%. That's a lot of money. My first deal, so you all know about this, this was back in July of 2020. I took down the deal of the week. It was a bank-owned reverse mortgage. Unfortunately, the lady had passed away. The bank was trying to get it off its books. I bought it for $20,000, and then when it was going to go to auction, it was going to be set price at $50,000. Yay, Sally! Now, just to give you an idea, $20,000 to $50,000, that $30,000 in the middle, I would be paying over $7,100 in short-term capital gains. Not good, Sally. Now, in my real estate group, Garrett Gunterson has wrote a book. I had read it before I joined my real estate group. Garrett's book, What the Rockefellers Do, is now titled What the Billionaires Do. He had to change the title, but he talks about the Rockefellers Trust. Well, if the Rockefellers can save money, why can't I save money? Why can't you save money? So I went down the rabbit hole. I found the private law firm that has the patent on this trust, has trust attorneys, and I became their client. I also asked if I could start selling this trust in my real estate group. They said, sure, just sign this contract. So I am under contract with the law firm, and if you need help saving federal taxes, I'm your person. I want to help you save as much as possible, as easily as possible, because people do not know this information. So when my house finally went to auction, remember, July of 2020, it's the middle of COVID, so it did not go to auction until 13 months later, August of 2021. Well, it went up to $64,000. Yay, Sally, I made $44,000. Fantastic. Now, with this house, I also saved over $15,000 in capital gains. Wow. $15,000 in capital gains on one real estate transaction. I can use this trust over and over and over again, but this is how I started with this. So this is why I'm talking to people, because I could do it, y'all can do it. So that's how I started. Now with this trust, short-term capital gains are 23.8%. It was an auction house, fix and flippers, wholesalers. This is what you're going to deal with. Long-term capital gains are either 0% for nonprofits, most of us don't run a nonprofit, or 15% or 20%. This is where I need to talk to business brokers. They don't realize that the people they're helping are selling their businesses and getting taxed with this high amount on this. Again, 15% to 20%. To give you some idea what this means to people, I'm looking for my information. I have to apologize. To tell you what this means, I just helped someone sell their family restaurant. $3 million, 42-year-old family restaurant. We were able to save them either $450,000, again, $450,000, or save over $600,000. That's a lot of money. Now, how they found me was their son saw one of my TikTok videos. They contacted me and we had to talk to his business broker. The business broker was completely unaware of capital gains. Now, what happened? He sold this March 15th and he would not pay the capital gains until April 15th, 2024. More than a year out, but he's saving this. Well, the business broker's like, well, if you're helping him, can you help my other clients? I'm like, of course I can help your other clients. So I'm working with three of his other clients. Now, with this business broker, when I talk to him about saving, refer to me the people who are selling their business, but also refer to me the people who are buying the business. Because if you're going to buy a restaurant, you're going to start making 1099 income. So both of the people on both ends of the transaction are going to need either the business trust or the beneficial trust. The business broker's like, you're going to pay me $600 for every every person I refer who gets a trust. I'm like, yes. He's making a second income. It's win, 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 win for everybody. Win for the business broker because he's just referring clients to me. I'm doing all the work. Win for the gentleman who's selling his business. He's saving capital gains. Win for the person who's buying the business. He's saving 1099 income. And then win for me. I make some money. I do make some money on this. I keep the trust as inexpensive as possible because I want other people to be able to afford this trust. So again, I'll talk about that at the end of this video. So that is long-term capital gains. I also helped a gentleman who was doing rent to own. The person was buying the house after 4 years. When he sold that house, he was going to have to pay long-term capital gains. Another business that got sold, car washes, 2 car washes, $2 million, sounds like a lot, but we saved them either $300,000 or $400,000. That's a lot of money. Schwann's home delivery, those yellow trucks with frozen food, we saved them either $72,000 or $84,000. Who cares how much, or if you're paying 15% or 20%, you're going to save that amount of money. Each one of these people contacted me on their own and then we had to talk to their business brokers. The business brokers did have to do a little work. Here's the work they had to do. They had to go into the intent letter and change the name of the business. The gentleman with the restaurant, it was in his own name. He didn't even have an LLC. He had to change it from his own name to the new name on the beneficial spendthrift trust, and he had changed the bank information where the person buying the restaurant was going to pay the amount. 2 things to change. If it took him 5 minutes, that's a lot of work. So the business broker's like, I'm going to get paid $600 because I'm referring the person buying the restaurant to you. They did buy the trust. I'm like, yes. And he goes, this is easy. And I'm like, that's what I want to do. I want to make life as easy as possible for as many people as possible. Now, I told this on another podcast, so I'm sorry to be repeating myself. But the day of the sale, I got a phone call on my cell phone from Kentucky. I knew it was a Kentucky number. I didn't know who it was. It's the wife. The wife calls me and she goes, I knew about the trust. I didn't know how much you were saving. Her whole comment was, I don't know the gentleman who runs that TV show, lottery. He helps people who win the lottery that they can buy homes. She's going to contact him and say, I want a 2-bedroom condo in Florida for either $450,000 to $600,000. That's what I want. So we're laughing about that. She also said because her son who got the TikTok video, he always used to bring his phone to the table. She says he can bring the phone to the table anytime he wants because they saved so much money. Important. Now, the other 4 ways the spendthrift trust saves money, again, this is all about business brokers saving 1099 income and saving capital gains, but I do want to get all this information out to you. You're going to save interest income if you do the BRRRR strategy, if you do Forex, or I do notes where I'm the mortgage on that property. That's interest income. Dividend income, if you're in the stock market, if you're doing options trading, futures trading, or day trading, dividends income. Rental income, if you have short-term rentals or long-term rentals, maybe you have Airbnbs, maybe you have 10 doors, maybe you have 20 doors. All these 3 different taxes, interest income, dividend income, and rental income, they all are being federally taxed between 10% to 37%, 7 different layers in between. I can't tell you what your tax rate is. You tell me. But one of my people that I helped out, I was telling you about the long-term house that he was selling. He also had 7 other rentals. I gave him the numbers between 10%, 24%, and 37%. He calls me back in 2 hours and he says, oh, no. I get charged 27%. So we figured out the money for him. So again, interest income, dividend income, and rental rolls are being charged between 10% to 37%. And with this trust, you are not going to pay those taxes year after year after year after year, legally. That's important. The fifth way it saves you money is on royalties. You're probably thinking, well, I don't know anybody who gets royalties. Do you realize anybody in the meta world, that's all royalties? So if you're a songwriter, if you're an author, if you're an artist, if you're doing NFT artwork, if you're doing NFT real estate, if you're doing NFT crypto, all of this is getting charged between 10% to 35%, 7 different layers. So a little bit less than the others, but still 7 different layers. You've got to figure out what your tax bracket is. With the Spendthrift Trust, you will save this year after year after year after year. I am not anti-American. I'm very proud to be an American. But if the Rockefellers and US presidents know about this, we all should know about this. If I can help you save money on 1099 income, if I can help you save federal taxes on 1099 income, on capital gains, on interest income, on dividend income, on rental income, or in royalties, my name is Sally Gimmon. This podcast, Stop Paying Capital Gains Now. I'm going to keep going for as long as I can. And then my website. You can make an appointment with me on my website. It is thetrustisyou.com. Again, the website, thetrustisyou.com. Thank you for listening to this. Again, if you know anyone who's a business broker, send them my way. I want to do a simple JV agreement with them where they can get paid 2 separate ways and help their clients, the people who are buying their businesses and the people who are selling their businesses. I hope y'all have a beautiful week. Take care, and thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to Stop Paying Capital Gains Now. You can find out more about this at thetrustisyou.com. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can get this and every other episode that comes out. We have lots of great stuff coming up, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out. Thank you in advance for all the reviews and comments. I really do appreciate it. And I look forward to serving you next week's episode. Take care. Have a beautiful week.